Okay, sorry, I look real weird. I'm having really bad dizzy spells, and I don't quite know why. I'm kind of like, this is just weird, but, that's actually not what I want to talk about. So, a couple of you know that I had kind of a rough experience in Harajuku on Sunday, and I'm not going to relive that because I had to put that in a place and just basically be like, what happened to you was not anything. One, it was stupid what happened to me, and two, it just goes to show that there's some toxic people in your life that you can't trust, and it's okay to let that stuff go. So I pretty much let all of that situation go. So the long and the short of it was I walked into AP, Angelic Pretty, and I was getting talked about. Like I didn't belong there. I was too fat or whatever to be in there. And I don't see how looking for stuff makes you ineligible to look around in a store, but not my problem because that's not my standard of beauty. So I don't know, whatever. So basically, with all that being said, with all that ugliness that goes on, one of the things I do remember that I really, 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 really love Japan for is usually nobody cares. Like, I don't get second glances. I don't get people staring at me, except for that weird guy yesterday. I had some weird older guy kind of staring at me, and it made me uncomfortable, but I'll never figure out what his deal was because he's kind of talking and saying stuff, and I don't understand Japanese well enough to understand what he was saying to me. And then I had my music on, and I took my music off to see if I could hear anything of what he was saying, and I couldn't understand what he was saying. So I just smiled and nodded, and I think he wanted me to go off with him, but I'll never know. But for the most part, nobody pays me any mind. I wear Lolita and nobody pays me any mind. And Japanese people aren't judgmental. So I love being in a place where people aren't judgmental. And that was one of the things I remember I said before I left, that I would be heartbroken if a Japanese person told me I sucked at Lolita. I would never wear Lolita ever again. And I don't have to worry about that because today on Twitter, Maximum and I have been like talking back and forth the brand Maximum, which I know a lot of the snobs out there, oh, that's a fat girl brand. Whatever. It's my brand of choice. I told them yesterday that I love them, basically. And every time I go to their store, it's like being home. And the one young lady who always helps me was there on Sunday, and she's always so, like, super nice. I mean, it's not that I go into other brand stores or Closet Child or whatever, and people are just like, like, the only people were, like, a group of Americans. But I don't need them in my life. But for the most part, when I go in stores, everybody's real nice. It's just this one young lady there is, like, mega, mega nice to me. And she remembered me from the last time my husband and I were there, and I don't know, it was really nice. And through all of this today, I get a bunch of tweets back and forth between me and Maximum, and I think the young lady, she just tweeted me back. She was like, "I was there on Sunday. I talked to you," and I was like, "Oh, that nice young lady." And like, I got a new Lolita follower from Japan out of all of that. And she was like, "I don't speak English well, but I know you like Lolita, and that's really cool." And I don't know. After that nasty experience, it never made me want to stop doing Lolita. All it did was just make me want to do Lolita more, just to make more people pissy about it. Cause you don't get to tell me one, you don't get to tell me where I belong, and two, you don't get to tell me where I deserve to shop. So you don't get that privilege. No, and I'm not sorry. Like, I'm not even gonna say hashtag sorry, not sorry, because I'm not sorry. So you all can live with your shitty standards of beauty and your shitty behaviors and your shitty just personalities. You could put frosting on shit. It doesn't make it any less shit. So, and that's what they were. It's like you want to sit there and talk about somebody you don't know and you do know, then you're just shit. Point blank, period. Fresh out of a dog's butt. So, and yes, I said it. So, yeah. So, but that just, out of all that ugliness comes something really nice, and I'm still having dizzy spells. Jesus. So it made me tear up a little bit reading all those tweets back and forth, and it just goes to show that, sometimes in ugliness there's beauty, and not even that situation was the same, but it just goes to show that, it's not everybody. And to anybody who wants to get into the Lolita fashion, it's not all of the Lolitas. It's probably a good majority are normal human beings who just are happy to have other people to hang around with, because at the end of the day, it's a subculture, and us in Japan, you really don't get like a whole lot of individuality. It's not the way their culture is made up. You have to fit in. So, but even in the United States, the first thing that people see, like when they see you dressed in Lolita, why are you dressed like this? It's like we're outside of the norm. Most Lolitas don't want to be catty. They want to hang out with other people. They don't want all this ridiculous drama with you're not wearing this. Oh, you're wearing a replica. Oh, da 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 da. It's not everybody. It's certainly not everybody around the world. So do the fashion. Don't let anything stop you. Nothing stops me. So keep it moving. I just got another, wait a second. Yeah, another thing from Maxicimam. This is going to they're going to have me in tears in here today. They're going to have me crying. So, God, I'm having it so bad, dizzy spells. My dizzy spells were so bad at one point that when I came back from like getting my lunch, I actually didn't know where I was for like a little bit. That's scary. That was scary because I was on the sky bridge, like, where am I? Like for like a split second. That is frightening. So I don't know why I'm having dizzy spells. It's weird. I usually sometimes get dizzy spells, but never this hardcore. So I'm gonna go back to listening to music and lying down, and hopefully these dizzy spells go away. So I just wanted to share that you know sometimes you gotta find where you belong, even within a subculture. Sometimes you just gotta find where you belong. And the same thing with my friends in the Central Florida Lolita group. They are where I belong. None of them are like, they're all like really great ladies and gentlemen in that group. So sometimes you just got to find where you need to be and find the right group of people in the right circumstances. So never give up your frilly dreams. Okay? Oh, Jesus. Later.